We have two binomials here that we're going to multiply together. Remember, bi means two, so these are polynomials that have two terms. The first one has x and 3, the second one has x and negative 2. So these two binomials will multiply together and we're going to get a trinomial as a result. Tri means 3, so the result will have 3 terms. So essentially what we're going to do here is we're going to have to do the distributive property, but we're going to have to do it twice. So we can take the x and distribute it through the second set of parentheses, but then we also need to take the 3 and distribute it through the second set of parentheses. So we're really just doing the distributive property twice here. There is a nice word that can help you remember how to multiply this out. Make sure you don't forget any piece. It is FOIL, and what this stands for, well, the F in FOIL stands for first. That means you're going to multiply the first piece of each binomial. So x times x is x squared. And remember that when you multiply x times itself, you're going to get x squared. It is not 2x. 2x is x plus x. Then O stands for outer. That means you're going to go on the outsides here, so the very outsides of the whole thing, the far left and far right. Multiply those together, and you get negative 2x. Then we're going to go for the insides, that's the I. So do the very insides there, and you'll get 3x. And then the L stands for last. That means the last one in each binomial, so 3 and negative 2, multiply those to get negative 6. And now what we can do, you'll notice there's 4 terms there. I said it was going to be a trinomial, but we can combine like terms. The middle 2 terms here will combine together, and we'll get x squared plus 1x, or just x, minus 6. Now let's take this same problem and do it a different way. So I've got a box here, and we're going to use this box to help us multiply out this binomial. So we're going to put multiply out these two binomials. We'll put the first binomial on the top here, and put the plus 3 right there. Then the x minus 2 we can put down here, x, and then negative 2. So on the top left box, we're going to multiply what's on the sides of the box, which is x and x, so that'll give us x squared. For the top right box, we multiply 3 and x. Bottom left box, we multiply negative 2 and x. And then the bottom right box, we multiply 3 and negative 2. Then that circle in the middle, that's for combining like terms. So the negative 2x here and the 3x here, those are like terms. We can combine those together and get 1x, or just x. And then along this diagonal here, that is the trinomial we're looking for. So x squared plus x minus 6. This one is exactly the same as what we just did, except I just threw the 3 and the 2 in there to make it a little bit more difficult. But we're going to do everything exactly the same way. So we'll do first times first is 2x times 3x, and we get 6x squared. Then 2x times 5 is going to be 10x. Then negative 4 times 3x gives us negative 12x. And negative 4 times 5 gives us negative 20. Combine like terms. So that's the 10x and the negative 12x combined together to give that negative 2x. And we get this trinomial, 6x squared minus 2x minus 20. Let's do it again with the box. So 2x, then minus 4, and then 3x, and a positive 5. If you want to put a plus there, just to keep straight in your head that it's positive, that's fine too. Alright, on the top left, we do 2x times 3x. That's going to give us 6x squared. On the top right box, 3x times negative 4 is negative 12x. Bottom left box, 2x times 5 is 10x. And on the bottom right box, negative 4 times positive 5 gives us negative 20. Then the middle, the circle in the middle is for combining like terms. So here's the negative 12x and the 10x. Combine those together to get negative 2x. And then the trinomial is on the diagonal. So 6x squared minus 2x minus 20. Sometimes when you have two binomials to multiply, you're going to have a number out front. So to take care of this, you just temporarily ignore that 5 out front, and then do the binomial multiplication, then you just distribute the 5 through. So I'll show you how that works. So we'll just write the 5 down first and just set it aside for a moment, and then we'll multiply out this binomial. So x times 2x gives us 2x squared. X times negative 4 gives us negative 4x. So that's the x distributed through the second set of parentheses. Now we got to distribute the negative 3 through the second set of parentheses. Negative 3 times negative 4 is positive, almost said 24, positive 12. Now inside the parentheses here, we've got like terms that we can combine. So negative 4x plus 6x gives us negative 10x. Copy down all the rest of it here. And now we've got 5 times a trinomial. We can just distribute the 5 through that trinomial. So 5 times 2x squared gives 10x squared. 5 times negative 10x gives negative 50x. And then 5 times 12 is 60. And there it is. Now we're going to look at 2 special cases. So here on the top we have x plus 6 squared. So first of all, remember what it means to square something. It means we're going to multiply it by itself. So this we could rewrite as x plus 6 times x plus 6. And then you can easily just multiply that just like we did all the other ones in this video. So we're going to get x squared, that's first times first. Then we'll get 6x, which is the outers. Then we'll get another 6x for the inners. And then 6 times 6 for the last, that's 36. So the reason why this is called a special case is because some very specific thing happens here. There's, well, 2, I guess. First of all, we have a 6x and a 6x here. Those are the same. And that's because we're squaring a binomial. We're multiplying one binomial by itself. So we're going to get the same middle terms here. So when we combine those together, we just get 2 times what the original number is. So here's 6. Then when we combine like terms, we get 12, because there's 2 of them. X squared, as you might expect. And then the last number, 36. Well, again, since we're multiplying this binomial by itself, we're going to get a square number on the last one. We're going to get 6 squared, 6 times itself for the last one. So this is a special case, again, because this number in the middle ends up being 2 times the 6, and the last number ends up being 6 squared, that number squared. Another special case that we can get is kind of the opposite of what we just did. Instead of having the middle terms kind of be the same and combine together, they're going to be exactly opposite each other. So let me show you what that means. So when we multiply this out, we get x times x is x squared, that's first times first. Then the outer ones, that's going to give us negative 6x. But the inner ones are going to give us positive 6x. So we get a negative 6x and a positive 6x. So those are going to annihilate. Those are going to cancel each other out. And then for the last one, we get 6 times negative 6, which is negative 36. So when we combine like terms, negative 6x plus 6x cancels out and we get 0. So that just goes away. So we're left with x squared minus 36. And this is called a difference of 2 squares. So we got x squared, 36 is 6 squared, and difference means subtraction, so this is the difference of 2 squares.